Hey everyone, my name is Megan. I am a creative makeup artist from Hamilton, Ontario. This is my very first YouTube video. Today I'll just be doing an everyday neutral look just to kind of get used to doing makeup and talking at the same time. So yeah, let's just start. So first I start by doing my brows. I like to go for the soap method. For those of you who don't know what that is, you just take a transparent bar of soap, some setting spray, and a spoolie. You just spray the setting spray on the soap just a little bit. Don't let it lather. And then you take the spoolie and wipe it on like that and just kind of brush them up. Make sure that they're a little bit fluffy or a lot fluffy. And yeah, just like that. I use Makeup Revolution's brow pomade in the color caramel brown to give my eyebrows a little bit more shape. Sometimes I find with brow pomade it does come out a little dark, but my hair is pretty dark. I outline my eyebrows first to give them shape, and then I fill them in. Just like, it does look crazy, but it works for me. If you make a mistake like I already have, you're going to be using concealer to cover it up anyway, so continue on. So a little bit about me. I started doing makeup about 2 years ago, after my mother passed away. It was a healthy coping mechanism that got me through it, I guess. She passed away after a 10-year battle with ovarian cancer. I was her primary caregiver and we were just the best of friends, so obviously it took it very, very hard. Okay, so now that our brows are filled in, we want to take another spoolie and kind of blend it in together so it doesn't look so harsh. So now that I'm done filling in my eyebrows, I'm going to be taking a medium coverage concealer and carving out the top of my eyebrow. Then I'm going to be taking a full coverage concealer and carving out the bottom of my eyebrow. For the brush, I'm just taking an angled brush that I actually bought from Michael's. I find it gives a very crisp line, and if it works, it works. So I do have 5 cats. I have Bandit, Lady, Callie, Bailey, and our newest is Lola. So if you ever hear any noise in the background, that is what it is. Now that my eyebrows are completely done, I'm going to be taking the same concealer I used on the bottom of my eyebrow and spreading it all over my lid with a beauty blender. For my neutral looks, I like to use a very light beige color all over my eyelid. I just use a fluffy brush to apply it. Don't worry about fallout, because afterwards we're just going to use makeup remover to wipe it all off. Make sure there is no harsh line between the concealer and the color you're applying. I always start with the lightest color first, so I can always take it off or go over it if I need to. For the second color, I'm just going to be using a shade a little bit darker than the first color. Like, this is the difference between the 2 colors. So just this one right here and this one right here. I'm going to be putting it directly in my crease. So when you're blending it up, you want to blend it just below your brow bone. You don't want to go too high, and you also don't want those harsh lines in between the 2 colors. Be careful when you're blending to avoid flinging your brush over, you're gonna bring the shadow up over into the bridge of your nose, and it's impossible to get off. So for my lid, I'm going to be taking a shade slightly darker than the last color and just applying it all over. So what you want to do is you want to take a makeup wipe and wipe underneath your eyes to get rid of any fallout that came from the shadow on your eye. You can either add a nice wing, or you can just add a little tiny bit of eyeliner to accentuate your lashes when they go on. So you can add mascara to blend in your eyelashes to any fake eyelashes. If you don't like to use fake eyelashes, that's fine too. When I was in grade 4, I tripped over a hula hoop and slid across the floor with my face and developed Bell's palsy from it. So Bell's palsy is essentially where half of your face is completely paralyzed. I went through extensive physical therapy, I took some meds, and it has come back for the most part. I do have a crooked smile and a slower eye, but for the most part everything is good. So for foundation, since my skin tone is more on the pink side, I have to find a rose colored foundation. My biggest pet peeve is seeing someone with a pink undertone apply a neutral foundation, because it does come off really yellow. So since we are going for a more neutral effect, you don't want to use too much concealer. I just use it underneath my eyes and sometimes right here. Be careful in your under eye. You don't want to buff it into your eyeshadow. So for me personally, I don't like to use setting powder. I find it dries out my skin more than anything. I just like to use a pressed powder all over my face. I find it helps the contouring blend better. You want to work a little bit fast with this just to avoid any creases, especially on your under eye. For contouring, I like to use a pressed powder. I find it's a little bit more buildable. That way if I make any mistakes, or if I put it somewhere where it's not supposed to be, I can just go over it. When you're applying it, you just want to lightly buff into your face. I like to go over my forehead to give my face a little bit more shape. Again, you just want to go really light. For blush, again, you just want to build it up. You don't want to use too much at first, otherwise you're going to look like a clown. Personally, I don't have any experience with cream contouring or cream blush. Since I use pressed powder after I use concealer and foundation, I don't want it to mix together and ruin the product. Yes, I know you can use a brush to apply it, but I just don't like it. At this point, I like to do underneath my eye. So what I do is I take the medium color that we put in our crease and I just put it underneath my eye. I like to take the beige color we put in there and just buff out that medium color so that it doesn't look so harsh. I like to put on fake freckles. I take a brow gel and a very pointy brush and I just lightly dab it all over my face. Take your finger and lightly dab the marks that you made to blend them in a little bit better. For the bridge of my nose, I like to use a darker brow gel to give it a little bit more definition. You don't want to make the dots too uniform or else it doesn't look real. If you naturally have a lot of freckles on your forehead, then repeat the same process on your forehead. Now we're going to do highlight. What you're going to do is you're going to put it on the top of your cheekbone and on the tip of your nose. For my lips, I like to overline my lips just because my lips are a little thin. For overlining my lips, I like to draw the top shape and then connect it with an imaginary line. I like to apply my eyelashes last because I absolutely hate eyelashes. For lash glue, I like to use it as an eyeliner. It just helps me put eyelashes on, but you can do it the typical way. And there we go. We have an everyday neutral look. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. If you have any suggestions of how I can make this video better, please leave them in the comment section below. Thank you so much. Bye!